Hello everyone and welcome to Fleet Plays Rule the Waves 3 once again. Yes, we're back with more ruling of the waves. See how many blokes we get or do not get in this case. But yeah. Hopefully, all being well, as I hope it be, and I do hope it be, because I'm just sorting a few things out, making sure everything is as it should be. Hello, Timu. Hello, all of you. Nice to actually see people turning up to watch along, which is very nice. Let me just kind of pop out the chat wheel. I'm sure there's a way I can pop out the chat quick. Will it? There we go. Hey, marvelous, fantastic. So I can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Move you over here like that. Hello, Paul. Good evening to you as well. I'm going to move that down like that. Perfect. Okay, and so, without further ado, let us actually get on with the main event. So, when last we left off, we had, unfortunately, we've had great success during the war, but we did unfortunately lose the old warhorse, the battlecruiser Fetar. Long refitted, literally sunk last month. She died heroically, mind you. We've named the second of the new Suleiman the Magnificent battleships after her. And they'll be entering service soon. The plan is to roll westward across the Mediterranean with British Egypt under our control, an Ottoman naval power in the Mediterranean basically unchallengeable by any of the belligerent nations. We're going to roll westwards through Tunisia, through Algeria. Then we're going to seize Gibraltar to close off the western end of the Mediterranean. We're going to seize Corsica, and then that will give us free rein to operate anywhere in the Mediterranean with basically constant air cover. And also freedom to basically move the Ottoman fleet outside of the Mediterranean into West Africa. I believe, yeah, Morocco is in West Africa. And then the whole process starts all over again. In West Africa, we'll clean up the territories of Senegal, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Middle Congo, and hopefully, once we've done that, we'll also start knocking US ships off as well. It's unlikely that the US is operating in numerous areas where we have control, but they do not want to come into the Mediterranean. Quite rightly, you would expect. Let us not forget, everybody, that last week we killed, and no hyperbole, the entire French carrier fleet, save one light carrier, in a single decisive battle. Something we had previously done to the UK. Our naval budget is actually ahead of the UK's and France's. The Germans are also fighting the British, so that's keeping the Royal Navy tied down. Even then, the Royal Navy's blockaded by the Germans in Northern Europe. In short, gentlemen, we're going to win. I'm going to halt construction on some of our destroyers, because I need Suleiman the Magnificent in the fleet. I need a new... I need a new ship, but what I also need, though, is I need some form of new... Again, the Ottoman Navy will return to the 13-inch gun. It's something that served us very well in the past. There we go, 34 knots. A battle cruiser. I think I may actually. Well, I think I may actually cancel the aluminium superstructure. Better armament for the secondaries. 6-inch autoloaders as the tertiary battery. More medium AA guns. More AA directors. Current has the radar limit. That's fine. It is a battle cruiser, isn't it? That'll do. Oh, we can have torpedo defense. And then obviously I'll try and bring the weight down to save on cost as best I can. 39,500 tons, 12 13-inch guns in 3 quad turrets. Once again, the Ottoman fleet returns to the 13-inch gun, which served it so well in the past. Although, actually, I'm half tempted to actually drop the guns down to doubles. Really emphasize that this is a modern missile-armed service combatant and try and drop the weight down even further. There we go. Oh. I've exceeded topside limit, that's fine. There we go. 46 months, but it does at least bring the cost. Even there, I'm thinking 3,200 monthly cost for all this. And still going to take 46 months to build. At that point, my decision basically is twin 19s instead of triples and more speed. Yeah, that's my decision. Okay. Our troops are embarking for the invasion of Tunisia. Okay, the French are actually going to come out and fight. Brave of them. Especially if we've got all our carriers, which I think we will. Oh, come on, game. Work with me here. Let's see what the chat has to say, shall we? So, Timu said hi to Paul, but nothing else besides that. Yeah, that's the entire Ottoman carrier fleet. Heavy escorts having to be provided by the two auto-loading 8-inch heavy cruisers that we have. It's fine, though. I mean, I'd like to see the French actually try and stop me doing this. Because I know where the invasion fleet has to go. Get me 25 knots on those. And hopefully we'll actually have... Let me just do some quick things here. So I'm going to bring the distance way in. But I'm gonna cast the net much wider. Two-phase search with a medium cap for the forward forces. For the main carrier group, I'm going to bring their net way in, but I'm going to do a two-phase search and give them heavy cap. Because, again, if I can, I know for a fact that the French Navy is in a seriously bad way. They will not have anything like the assets they're going to want for this. I mean, to be fair, the first thing to do is to actually just... First thing to do is to actually... send in a strike package to just a small one from our forward carriers. to basically soften up forces near the port of Bizarret. Oh! That's the last French carrier, apparently. Right there. Okay, that's fairly straightforward to deal with. Get me all of the aircraft available. And I am just gonna drop the hammer on that carrier. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna use these massive Cadabar carrier air wings to just absolutely drop the hammer on whatever it is that could possibly be in our way. The thing we're going to do with these guys is they're going to carry heavy weapons, and they're going to try and blow up the ground targets that might get in the way of the invading force. Do we have the range on our missiles? We do. Okay. Yep, fire all missiles there, please. For those guys, get me a decent missile salvo that way. And for those guys in front of us, just, honestly, just absolutely mag dump them. Absolutely mag dump them. Oh, well, they've... Okay, so... Don't know whether our missiles will hit some... Oh, never mind, that's the enemy cruiser squadron. I believe it's some of their heavies. I'm not entirely sure. Whatever it is, it's not going to sink... It's not going to sink my merchant vessels. Oh! Oh, you're a light cruiser! That's adorable. Hi. This is an 8-inch auto-loading cruiser that is functionally immune to your guns. Like, this might be the era of the missile, but if I still have much bigger guns than you do, and much better armor than you do, and we're within gun range, do you really, really want... Yeah, the Jean Bar's just... She's dead. She's just taking 8-inch hit after 8-inch hit after 8-inch hit. Nothing she can do. Well, that's a paddling. That is an absolute paddling. There you go. I have to see if our aircraft find anything. Oh, apparently they found something. Yep, there we go. Our aircraft are doing what they do best, blowing up French carriers. Yep, there we go. Yep, there we go. This is what happens. Yep. And more of them here. Yep, there we go. This is what happens when the Ottoman Navy sees French vessels. We just... Oh, okay. Oh, that's cute. The French think that they could actually deal damage to the Ottoman carrier force. Oh, that's priceless. That's actually priceless. No. No. No, 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 no. A single strike wing of carriers is just not going to do anything like the damage required. Yep, they just can't break through. Oh, there's the Jean Bar again. Try and close in on her. Yep, there we go. Our light carriers may still only operate piston-engined aircraft, but they're still capable of killing French ships, it seems. Yep. Oh my goodness, this just never ends. Is there going to be anything for me to kill at this point? Or am I just going to find the burning hulks of what was the remnants of the French fleet. And that'll be that. I think it's gonna be the... Yes, I think it's gonna be the latter. Yep, I think... Well, they are at least attempting to counterattack, but it's just... It's just... See, this is the naval strike. Cap. 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 Yeah, no. You're not going anywhere, sunshine. I know you think you're gonna drop on the carriers, but no. No. No, 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 no. Just absolutely not. Oh, God, I call... This isn't even embarrassing, it's just... It's just... Okay, seriously, what is this Jean Bar class made of? It's taken multiple 8-inch hits, it should be burning and dead by now. Come on! Die already! There! Finally! Good. Stopped and sinking. Right, what's that? Are you a heavily battered cruiser that my carrier aircraft beat up? Oh no, you're a corvette. Either way, you're about to be a very dead corvette. Hi there. How are you doing? Yes, I absolutely do want you to... So, okay, so there's no... So for my operational sweep through this part of the battle space, there are no hostiles around, which is fine. We'll just sweep back down here. Like that. Okay, so let me just send out... Just to be on the safe side, we'll send out more aircraft just to be on the safe side, you know, just in case there's anything flying the tricolor is still afloat. Just to be on the safe side. Oh, cool. More. Like, the Ottoman Naval Air Service has precisely zero chill at this point. They got the hang of this thing when they sank the Japanese carrier Taiho, and they've just not stopped since. Who knows? This is only different every other day. Oh, there we go. Can we keep politics out of the chat if possible, please, folks? Unless it's absolutely necessary. Thank you. I mean, well, obviously, we'll have our cruisers go in and have a look, but I think that's going to be everything. Yep, there we go. Airbase triple... Oh, that's from our airbase down here. You know, just... Oh my goodness, this is just... I'd call it horrifically brutal, but that's not even fair. Oh my god. We managed to airdrop torpedoes onto them. They must be in a bad way. Well, time to unleash the coup de grace. Oh, yeah, that's more French aircraft trying to kill our carriers, and I'm like, you've not landed one single hit yet. There we go. There comes the Ottoman air wings from our main carriers. Oh, they're gonna hit them in port. Yep, there we go. Oh my goodness. Oh good lord. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? Let me make sure I've got the right thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna order that every ship. Actually, no. Is there anything that is in the harbour? Uh, oh, none of the... Never mind, it's fine, we don't have to use our missiles. And there comes the merchant convoy trying to break through. Here comes our air force. Did you find anything, lads? Oh, I think they... Oh, if we actually just killed everything that was there. Yes. Anything that was there is now no longer there. I mean, I admire that the French Air Force's persistence, I will admit. But at the same time, I'm also sat there going, are you absolutely certain that you want to keep throwing aircraft into the swarm of radar-directed air defense fighters? Especially some of them that are now supersonic. What? What the heck? Fires at medium merchant ship? The heck? Unknown ship fires at... The heck? What's the time? 13:16. Nothing. Nothing should be near our merchant convoy. But, just to be safe, let me detach some more jet aircraft just to sweep the route clear. Just so there's no problems. There shouldn't be. Yeah, now the next thing to do is to silence these coastal batteries. Can we fire missiles at them? No. No, we cannot. Never mind, it's a bunch of artillery pieces. Yes. Unknown ship fires at large merchant. Oh, yeah, they'll be there, won't they? Yeah, once we defeat these two batteries of emplaced French field guns, we'll easily be able to just shatter it. If only they had coastal, missile batteries, this might have been a problem. They did not, as it turns out, have coastal missile batteries. I have to silence those coastal batteries, though, before. Okay, so I think we've just found a bunch of contacts that were harassing our merchant convoy as it approached the area where the landing is to take place. Yep, looks like it. I mean, I admire their persistence to trying to stop Ottoman merchantmen transiting to their objective, but it was a bit of a foolish gesture. All it's done is got them killed. Ugh. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to silence these coastal guns. Okay, so I need I need some large, heavy bomb, heavily bombed up aircraft. There we go. Strike doesn't need to be coordinated, they can just fly off when they're ready. I need them just to... There we go. Fantastic. Ground strike. That should hopefully enable the destruction of those coastal batteries fairly sharpish. Turn south. Okay, there we go. Missiles have been launched. And there comes the merchant ships of the Ottoman Empire, having been saved by... Yeah. Even if they sink... Yeah, well, all I'm waiting for now is the actual arrival of Ottoman air power to basically just deliver the hammer blow to this coastal battery. Yeah, become. There's a ground target right there. I don't know. Just sometimes this game can be weird. I mean, we've pretty much won a total victory. Please, try and attack our carriers. Wow, that's the first successful missile strike they've gotten away. And they hit nothing. I mean, I told you. Aw, trying to hit our cruisers. It's not going to work. Why would you attack our cruisers? They've got air cover. I genuinely don't get it. Okay, they tried to hit us with missiles. It's not going to work very well. Well, they tried to dive bomb us, which, well, won't really work very well either, because, again, our carriers are fairly tough cookies. Even the light fleets are pretty tough. Ah, there we go. Why on earth am I... Why are my merchant ships that are supposed to be conducting this landing operation stuck in this bay miles from their objective? Could you please proceed to your... Did they really try and torpedo one of... They did. I mean, congratulations, you... Well done, you managed to get one torpedo hit on an extremely large and powerful carrier. It just... Honestly, it's amusing more than anything else. What do you mean, avgas explosion? Oh, that's weird. Oh, she just... Oh, she's just suffered a random... Who lit up a cigarette? Somebody on that ship lit up a cigarette. It's fine. It's fine. The crew will sort it. We've got good firefighting procedures. We're alright. We're alright. The lads have good firefighting. We're alright. That's our merchants. Why aren't you guys going where you're supposed to be going? You guys are supposed to be going for the objective. Why are you not? Oh my god. Will you people... Really? Are you being serious? I've lost the light carrier because one Ottoman sailor lit up a cigarette and that caused a fireball, which meant that the fires raged out of control. I just... Really? Really? I actually cannot. They're always smoking and drinking strong coffee. Not always, Paul. That's a bit of a... Ay. Good lord, they really are trying to hit us with everything they've got now. Oh. It doesn't, like, the transports just will not go to their objective. Just, they will not. Categorically, they will not. I could have won this, but for some reason they just won't go to their objective because... Well, I probably will still win this, given the absolute travesty, the amount of damage that's been inflicted. But the fact that I also lost the light carrier is gonna sting. Because it's one of the 4 light fleets. I can probably whip up a design to replace it. Something fairly cheap, a fairly cheap Calabar carrier. It's going to be fairly easy to do, actually. Just wish that the ships would just go up and round to the objective, rather than just going, we can't go that way. There's a port in the way. We can't do it. We can't get there directly, so we can't go. It's just, it's honestly, it's annoying more than anything else. Because I could have won this. Well, I probably still will win it. It's just... There we go. Yep. They keep the... That's the British sending aircraft at us. Yep. I suspect. Yep, that's the British sending aircraft at us. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. We've got enough defences, we've got enough chaff and countermeasures, it's fine. It's more the loss of a carrier for no good reason that's the problem. But it is realistic, it can happen to any navy. So there's also coastal batteries there. Are you telling me that we were also supposed to go there and that was the target, even though the objective marker's there? Really? Actually? So you're giving me the wrong objective marker? I actually cannot. I just... That's actually genuinely frustrating. Okay. Really? Yeah, so we lost a single light carrier to someone smoking when they shouldn't have been. But the French lost basically their entire force. Only 1 light cruiser and 1 destroyer. didn't actually manage to get through. Oh, so annoying. It would have been a total victory and we would have just won it. That is so annoying. Okay, so now we need some form of new light fleet. So basically, don't need that. Don't need that. There we go. And then we add 2 SAMs. Gas turbine driven for this carrier. Jet capable. Speed focused engines. Basically just splinter proof the vessel. No armor for the turrets. Gun caliber drops down to 3 inches, which will become auto loaders. Drop the number of SAM tubes down to singles. Should be fine. No, I don't want it to be outside the thing of a CVL. I want it to be a... Okay, that's fine. Um, 28 aircraft, that's fine. I'm alright with that. Oh. 26 jets, I'm fine with that. That's pretty good. I can have reliable gas turbines as well. Nothing else. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's right. So, there we go. Fantastic. Yes, please. Because that's going to be the replacement for the ship we just lost. Small engagement. It'll probably be some of our colonial vessels. Yeah, I figured as much. Either that or nothing at all. Nope. Total operations. We will secure our total victory. We're going to invade Tunisia, and this time there'll be nothing to stop me. First, though, let's actually sweep some enemy cruisers off the seas, shall we? If we can. We've got a bunch of our missile destroyers, one of our 8-inch cruisers, and a bunch of our light cruisers of various makes and models. Weather's deteriorated rapidly. Okay, yep, that's right in front of us. Okay. No, you guys can't fire forward, but you guys can. Mag dump him. As for that guy, you two mag dump him. That'll do. Oh, here comes the retaliation. This is why we saved some of our weapons. Yep, so for him, you guys give him... Yep, give him the old 9 yards. And for that gentleman who is brand new to this proceedings, give him a full 8 salvo. Yep, there we go. That'll do it. Come back here, you cowards. What's the matter? You don't want to fight a gunfight with the Ottoman Navy? Oh, you cheeky bastards. It's alright. She's tough as nails, this 8-inch cruiser. It's going to take more than that to put her down. And our destroyers do still carry torpedoes, so in confused conditions like this, it's not really impossible that such weapons could and perhaps should be used. Bloody hell, what hit her? Oh, good lord. Ugh. Basically took a full salvo of hits from one of the enemy heavy cruisers. Go on, destroyers, go get him. That was a heck of a messy engagement, that was. That was just nasty. That was just messy. Yeah, I'm going to order a disengagement. I think both sides battered each other there. There's no point actually just continuing that engagement for the sake of continuing it. Even though I have new cruisers coming in to replace losses, there's no point continuing that. No point at all. Just keep going forwards. There we go. Fall back to Tripoli. It is honestly annoying to lose a light cruiser, especially one of the more modern missile-armed ones. But we do have other light cruisers coming in, and we'll have an extremely heavily armored, and missile-armed heavy surface combatant in the form of the Suleiman the Magnificent coming into the fleet very, very soon. Yep, keep coming into the port. Didn't do too badly there, all things considered. That's not really what I wanted. That gives the French a win. It's annoying. It's really not what I wanted. Well, that means that Italy might join the war. I think we might be losing the Ottoman Far East, which is annoying. So we've got so long into 4 months away from completion. We've got 10 months on the new corvettes that'll help us stave off the submarine campaign. Barbaros Hayadin is back and ready for service. Ah, good. Okay, yeah, this time there's no way. They have no carriers. They have no way to stop me. Yep. Brilliant. Fantastic. Like I said, they have no way to actually stop a full fleet. So the invasion of Tunis can go off without a hitch. Yep. Convoy attack. I think the French have just lost the ability to actually project any forces to stop me. No. Okay. Just my destroyers? That close to French territory without Algeria under our control? No, I don't think I will. No. No, I don't think I will. I am not going to risk that for a month of Sundays. No way. Not doing that. There we go. There we go. Yes, I absolutely will lay down one new light carrier to replace war losses. And I will not use that money to build new things, because we're going to invade Algeria in order to ensure that we secure those air bases, which will enable us to operate against in the Western Mediterranean fairly safely. We've got some submarines operating in the Far East, but nothing more major than that. No. No, I'm not. Okay, one of our light cruisers intercepted one of a French raider. As long as it's not an armoured cruiser, we should be fine. Is it one of our missile cruisers? Oh, it's one of the old girls. Then again, that being said, as long as she can report the position of the raider, the Ottoman Air Force can take care of it. Ah, no problem with nighttime falling. If she finds the raider's going to sink her. There'll be nothing she can do. These old cruisers are performing a role guarding trade. And they do a good job of it. Gotta find the enemy forces. We will. We will find enemy forces. Yeah, I figured as much. It wasn't worth it. If Britain keels over, that might be the war in a nutshell. Yep, that's fine. Uh-huh. Right, okay, so we can now resume construction on those two destroyers. And then once Suleiman the Magnificent enters the fleet, we'll start building the follow-on. Well, not building, but resume construction on her sister. Cruiser action. Ah, it's two of our heavy cruisers. Again, Western Mediterranean. Not really where I want to be without air cover. And until the invasion of Algeria happens, I'm not going to do it. Yes. Oh, very nice. Ah, very good. Now I'm just waiting for the battleship engagement against the French. They don't have any battleships or battle cruisers left, I don't think. Oh, this is a... The French don't... Are they committing their last battle cruiser to try an attempt to break through to North Africa and inflict damage? I mean, it's certainly brave of them, but very foolish. Oh, that is literally exactly what they're doing. All right. Drop the hammer on this last attempt by the French to try and salvage the situation. And then we'll send in the rest of the strikes not coordinated, just to finish off whatever's left. Oh, excuse me, gents. I'm just going to very quickly take that display away from you for just a moment. There we go. Yes, let me just check the naval strike location. So they're trying to head towards Algiers. We can't have that. There we go. Actually, if they're heading towards Algiers, like, we can probably risk a missile shot, can't we? Use some of the ships in the task force that have... Oh, good lord, we hit something! Wonder what we hit. Oh, that's a thing. Hit him with the full dump. Oh, someone is trying to get hold of me. Who's trying to get hold of me? Ugh. I wish people would just leave me alone. I'm trying to do something. People, I am doing something. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh boy. Yep, here they come. There we go. Oh, that is all of the enemy assets. Oh, Barbaros hired in again. She does like to take missile hits, doesn't she? Luckily, the enemy force is also going to take missile hits because, oh boy, that appears to be the entire carrier strike arm of the Ottoman Navy. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, here they... Oh boy, here it comes! Here it comes! Here it comes! Oh, look at... Oh, Ottoman Phantoms! Ottoman Phantoms! Oh my god. Oh, this... this is gonna be good. And then we'll send in the battleships to kill basically what's left. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is gonna end up a massacre. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if they're identifying a CV, it's got to be the... Oh. Oh. If that's their battle cruiser, I will be very surprised. I will be very, very surprised, actually. It's doing about 30 knots, and it's been identified as a BB, but it... What are we taking hits from? If I figure out what we're taking hits from, it'll tell me what it is. Oh no, that actually is their... That actually is their battle cruiser. Yep. Alright. Okay, everybody. Everybody. Everybody who still has missiles left. Absolutely everybody. Kill him, please. Oh, that massive missile salvo just completely missed him. I am not letting that ship get away. Get me more. Get me more aircraft. Get me everything. Nope. Ugh. Good lord. Heavy missile. Ugh. Good lord, that's a horrible hit. That's a horrible set of missile hits. That's what that is. Ugh. Good lord. Oh, my lord. Poor Barbaros Hayadin. Poor girl. Steady, girl. Steady. Steady on, girl. Steady on. Don't worry, the carrier aircraft will get him. The carrier aircraft will absolutely get him. Not to worry. The carrier aircraft will get him. There we go. Oh, those carriers are a little bit close to where they should be. Doesn't at least mean the strikes will get. Let me just make sure that everything is. Oh, are they trying to chase us? I think they might be. Oh, there we go. They found something. Yep, there we go. We've managed to find. Yep, I think. There we go. Oh, for the love of. Oh! Yes, absolutely do. The last old Ottoman warhorse built prior to the Missile Age is sinking. You did good, old girl. You did good. You did good. You served well. You will be honoured and remembered. Yep, not to worry. The enemies are being given an object lesson in actually, there we go. Okay, guys. Your orders are to proceed that way. Thank you. There we go. Yep, I think we're just absolutely dropping missile after missile onto the remaining French ships. It will not be long until they roll over and die, I think. And especially given how much larger the French ship is compared to its Ottoman counterpart, I'm fairly happy with that arrangement. Yeah, this is not going to end well for the French. Oh, good lord above. Guys, why are you... What are you doing? Decides to fight entire French Navy with the only two cruisers with 8-inch guns in the entire Ottoman fleet for reasons I do not comprehend. Sometimes this game can just be a bit... Sometimes this game can be a bit... do I want... Yeah, I will coordinate it, actually. Just because I want to just deliver the final hammer blow. What I will do, though, is I will continue to deliver uncoordinated strikes. With other aerial assets in the task group. Yep, there we go. That's more. Yep, there we go. Bring in the strikes. There you go. That's it. Just lure them in. That's it. There we go. Lure them in. Come on. That's it. Lure them in. That's the way. There we go. There we go. Yep, I think this is hopefully going to be the... This is going to be the thing that does it. Yep, I think this is hopefully going to render the ships burning wrecks. Just because of how much damage they're actually going to take. And this will hopefully pave the way for the invasion of Algeria. There we go. Yep, there we go. More, please. Yep, there we go. Yep, there we go again. Oh, there's our flagship. Yeah, go away to the west, please. Thank you. And there we go. So more strikes coming in. This is the power of modern missile-armed carrier operations. It just completely redresses the way in which this whole thing goes. It just... Again, some of our destroyers have decided that the correct thing to do is to charge right into an enemy port. For reasons I do not fully understand. But okay, I guess. Rule the waves can sometimes make sense, and sometimes it makes me want to go, why? Why? Why have you done this? Oh wow, one of our destroyers torpedoed something. That's aggressively funny. Now, can we please move off? Thank you. Alright then. We lost one of the we lost the last of the Ottoman war horses. Like I say, though, they've given fantastic service, and to be fair, they were living long after their time. But that was always going to be the case. They were always ships living long after their time. It would take a modern combatant like the Sultan, like the Suleiman the Magnificent class to actually survive and thrive in the modern missile battlefield. Can we see that? I forgot to... I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Timu. I completely forgot about that. That's on fleet. That's on fleet. First time it's happened in a while, but that is definitely something on fleet. That is a one on fleet. Sorry lads. You didn't miss too much. Basically just fleet dropping the hammer on a bunch of French surface combatants and hopefully sinking their last battle cruiser. And they keep trying to sink my carriers. Not that it's going to help them much, I mean... they managed to get one of our destroyers. Oh well. Yeah, 1 battle cruiser, 2 heavy cruisers, 6 destroyers. That's just a flat-out win. Yep, there we go. Battle of Algiers. That means the invasion of Morocco can... Nope, we will crush them completely. A few more months will do it. We have no unrest in the Ottoman Empire. We're just winning battle after battle. It's just... Okay, now we absolutely need to start to build the next Suleiman the Magnificent. 34 months, that is... That is a year and a half. Hang on, 34 months. That is 2 years and 10 months. So that will be... middle of 1969, I think. But first, the most important thing is that Suleiman the Magnificent has arrived. To replace the losses that we have suffered. And I'm very grateful that she has. There we go. Fantastic. Oh, I actually don't have enough on dread protection. Well, that's no good. Can we spare one of the older... Yeah, spare the last of the Izmir class. Actually, the last of the Akka class destroyers. Yeah, I can ambush an enemy force, but with literally nothing. So what's the point? The enemy are doing a coastal raid. On me. Yeah, I thought as much, France. Hey, missile corvettes. Fantastic. Ugh. The subs are torpedoing all of my stuff. This is annoying. We are now starting to lose destroyers. We're becoming very top-heavy. I need some form of missile corvette. But what actually is the new small destroyers. These ones that I worked on. Problem is that I, well, can't really get them fast enough. Can I get a missile corvette that's actually going to be capable enough? Probably not, actually, if I think about it. No, best to stick with what the plan was. Convoy, battle in support of land combat. Tunisia. French Navy declines, not surprising. I think we're going to lose the Ottoman East Indies. It was a good run having it, but honestly, having the Ottoman Mediterranean back is better. Good lord, the Allies are insistent. Get me more destroyers. Problem is, war emergency destroyers just aren't really a thing in the modern era. If you take losses, you take losses, and that's your lot. And you're basically stuck between a rock and a hard place doing not much at all. That brings us down to the Varnals, which are the proper guided missile destroyers of the Ottoman fleet, and the Surisvars, which were the war emergency builds from the last war. Those two classes are holding down the fort. Our most modern capital asset isn't worked up yet, and while Ottoman carriers have proved their worth time and time again. Okay, Tunisia. Are the French going to come out and fight, or are they going to not do it? It'd be interesting to see if they do. Okay, they have decided to come out and fight. Honestly... US? US? I'm sorry, US? Oof, good lord. Poor old girl's been hit by bloody Nora. What the what? Whatever that thing is, full send it. Just get them off the trail of my cruisers so we can withdraw. Well, that works. Oh my... What the flip? Good God, what the heck? The heck? What the... That can't be an Aquitaine class. They've been out of service for ages. The French just crippled one of our cruisers. That's much as to buy your leave. Good lord. That was horrific. And the other one of our cruisers running for its life. Something it may now not be able to do. Flotilla attack. I know that torpedoes don't normally work in the modern era, but you have to buy time. That was just a loss. That was just a loss. That's what that was. Oh my god, that was horrific. If I could at least get Tunisia, I'll be happy to actually come to terms with the Allies. Wait, Malta's not... Okay, apparently Malta is not a British airbase anymore. I thought it was. Is the invasion of Algeria going to go ahead, or is it not? I'm also concerned by the fact that there was apparently US vessels in that battle. We did manage to cripple one French destroyer, so... No, he's done alright during the Mediterranean campaign so far. The Navy can fight on if needed. Yeah, typical. Well, that's good. Ugh. I thought, no, there are no US ships here. Okay, with that in mind then, I am going to instead change the target of the invasion. We're going to invade Malta. So we've got the destroyers are building. We've got the new carrier built. Oh, we don't need new carriers. Really, I just need more destroyers. So we've got this ship, which is fairly cheap. If I basically strip it of its armor, give it speed focus gas turbines, can I at least get 28 knots out of it? I think I can. Is that a light SAM? Yeah, it is. Okay. There we go. And it's more expensive than the other destroyers we're building, but it will at least only take 20. It'll only take 20 months to build. And it will at least give me more ships to help defend the convoys. The reason why I'm building these new destroyers is to help these new corvettes is to help against the convoys. No, no, I can't help. I can't fight the US there. It's not a problem. Okay, so Britain has bowed out of the war. So we are looking to take South Yemen, Sudan, the Egyptian Red Sea coast. Oh, really? Okay, so then we'll take Sudan. Really? We can't take the Egyptian... Fine, we'll take Sudan. That's fine. So take Sudan. Take Zanzibar. We'll take... So we take Sudan is 3. Fiji, Trinidad. Oh, we'll take Somaliland. That's not a bad idea. Enemy coalition collapses. A general peace is concluded. Oh, that's brilliant. So allowed value of 4. Um... Um... Hang on. Can I get... Oh, can I get... I can! I actually can. And not only that, Borneo actually held. And we'll take Zanzibar as well to improve our situation in the Indian Ocean. Did we actually just? Did we just do it? Oh my god, we did! We did it! Egypt and Sudan have been returned to Ottoman control! We did it! We actually did it! The Ottoman Empire fought the British, the French, and the US and won! We did it! We actually did it! Oh my god! Oh my god! That's insane! Oh, that's... Oh. Oh my god, we did it! We actually did it! We did it! We did it! We actually did it! Oh my god, that's brilliant! That's amazing! That's actually amazing. That's... We did it. We actually did it. Finish the corvettes. Yeah, the last of the old 6-inch cruisers can go to the breakers. So then you can absolutely go to the breakers. You can go into mothballs. Suleiman the Magnificent can go into the reserves, even though yes, she's a battleship, she's still a battleship in a world of carriers. The two old carriers, including the one that was built off of a liner from the 1880s, survived the war. Oh my god. So the light fleets can go into the reserves. The 3 super carriers can remain active. The 2 older super carriers can go into the reserves. The older destroyers go into mothballs. Those destroyers go into the reserves. All of the corvettes that aren't serving on foreign station right now into mothballs. Except for you two, who can actually go to foreign station, that's fine. Put one of the modern cruisers. Actually, no. Send the old. Because it's actually cheaper to do. Send the old carrier to foreign station duty. She'll do that quite well. That's quite funny. And that gives me just enough budget to get me through the month. And we'll cut the research budget to 2% of naval spending, and that should give me enough money for my spending to recover. Well, we actually did it. I can't believe we pulled this off. Okay, aircraft losses. We shot down 42 enemy aircraft. 83% were shot down by fighters, 7% by other aircraft, 5% by heavy AA, 5% by medium AA, none were shot down by light AA or SAMs. So the SAMs, despite being built into most of my warships, got very little, if any, kills. No. No, I'm sorry, Germany. No. I won the last war without you and Italy. The Ottomans the Ottomans have achieved our goal. We have reunited the Ottoman Empire, held on to our territorial integrity, and all that remains now is to hold the territorial integrity we currently have until the end of the game. It would have been nice to reacquire the Barbary states, so Algeria and Tunis. It would have meant one long unbroken string of Ottoman control from Egypt through Libya, through Tunisia, through Algeria to Morocco, but unfortunately it seems it wasn't to be. Which is a shame. We never actually matched up against the US Navy pretty much at all. Which is a bit weird, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. Uh, no, Russia, I'm okay, thank you. Russia and Japan have signed an alliance. We built our corvettes, I think. Yes, we did. You gentlemen were built to be the next generation of foreign station flagships. And what you can do by doing that is basically this means that all of the old foreign station ships, some of which actually date from the start of the campaign, can actually now go to the breakers. Their services no longer required. And the work of policing the Ottoman Empire across the world now handled by our modern corvettes. What we really lack is modern destroyers, but again, working on that. Just need more money. I'm just dead chuffed we did it. We won. We actually, honest to God, won. It's just... We won. We actually won. The British Empire collapsing dragged the rest of their coalition down with them. Sultan, I would advise you that we have actually won everything we hoped to win. Shall we not now throw it away, eh? Let's not now do that. Um, even just keeping Fatah on the stocks is costing an arm and a leg. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna build the other Suleiman the Magnificent. What I'm actually gonna do is I am actually gonna build her anew. So basically, we're going to build a new feta. One last battleship. Well, battle cruiser, if we're going to be technical. A sort of a monument to the ship that came before. All or nothing. Mm-hmm. There we go. 15-inch guns. Capable of 30 knots. Aluminium superstructure. Oil-driven machinery. Advanced electro-optical director. Radar-directed AA guns. Just 10 light AA guns. Maximum radar tech. Give it a helipad amidships with 3 aircraft it can carry. There, somewhere, probably. Midships helipad. Ottomans did it first. Look it up. And then the only other thing I want, really, clear the torpedo mounts off the ship. And then just give me 2 pairs of light SAMs either side. There we go. The battle cruiser Fetar. Ah, well, fast battleship Fetar. Oh, can only have 1 helicopter. Fair enough, that's fine. That's fine, that saves weight. I'm fine with that. There we go. That's actually fine. There we go. Oh, you can't be serious. Ugh, honestly. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Not a problem, not a problem. We got some Battle of the Coastal subs to get through, but once they're all in service, we're alright. No, we will denounce the aggressive policies of the US. It gives us budget. With budget, I can build destroyers. Oh. That's annoying. Really? Do you people want me to actually be able to rebuild the navy? Oh, they're doing the whole end of history thing, but for the Ottoman Empire, saying, you know, we've reconquered Egypt from the British. Do we really need the navy anymore? Despite the fact, you know, that without the Ottoman navy, none of this would have been possible. Ah, thank goodness His Imperial Majesty have allocated more funding to the Ottoman fleet. For a second there, I thought we weren't going to get enough. No thank you, US government, I'm fine. 48 months. Oh, no, I'm not even going to finish that by the end of the game. What about a heavy cruiser? I could probably finish that by the end of the game. Two quad 9-inch guns forward. A decent battery of missiles aft. I could probably do that. Yeah, I could probably build this. And it can carry the name of Fetar into the future. I'd probably want to go for 8-inch guns to have autoloaders. 2 quad autoloading 8-inch turrets forward. Yeah, that's probably what I'd do. Give them reliable gas turbines as well. Perfect. Also, no secondary or tertiary. No, we definitely need some of those. Yeah, give me at least 2 tertiary guns. Yeah, there we go. Give me at least 2 3-inch. There we go. We absolutely bump up the torpedo defense. There we go. Yeah, absolutely bump up the conning tower on a missile warship. Armored conning tower on a warship expecting to fight missiles. I mean, really? An anti-Turkish rebellion? Really? What have I got? What have I got in active service I can send down to deal with that? We'll send. We'll send the 3 6-inch cruisers that have been serving since the 50s, since the late 50s, to deal with that. Hey, Sea Whiz. Very nice. Light jet fighter. Problem is, it's a bit late now. Straight into the Indian Ocean. Oh, I know, I know, I know. I know, you all want new and improved dockyards, but the problem is, after that last war, the Ottoman Empire basically has no money to spend. Um, Honestly, I agree. I do want 12 additional destroyers. I am not going to say no to that as a concept. Not at all. I just don't have the budget. It is, to quote a certain somebody, not in the budget. What I am going to do is I am going to save up the funds to be able to at least run that program for one day, and then gradually batch build these new destroyers into the Ottoman fleet. Nope. Release the ship. I won't ask again. Nope, I will send the only battleship we possess, and you will give it back. Well, that's not strictly true. Yes, beating the army is top priority. We did win. Oh god, Burkett Race. Still alive after all this time. She's actually one of the second, I believe. I think she's a third gen Ottoman dreadnought. I think. Yeah, she is the... No, actually. Tell a lie. She's actually the second gen Ottoman dreadnought. No, no, that's right. I think. No, no. Oh, no. No, actually, I was wrong. She is actually she is actually an example of second gen Ottoman dreadnought construction. Been serving since 1916. Still around after all this time. She costs more to run than actually some of her contemporaries, but if we mothball her, that gives us more budget. And hey, she does good service during the wars. Yes, absolutely. Romania back into the Ottoman Empire? Absolutely. Absolutely. Welcome back. Welcome back to Romania. Sorry, welcome back, Romania, to the Ottoman Empire. Well, welcome back. It's nice to have you back. Austria, Austria, we have never fought. Do you really, honestly, want to go down this road? Because I'm going to point out, Austria, you are nowhere near a peer to me. You're just not. Actually, no, saying that, they're much bigger than me. Naval budget is a bit... My naval budget is the second largest in the world behind the US's, but even then I'm struggling to maintain the fleet I have and upgrade it. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm able to build all of these destroyers. And we'll join the international squadron. I don't want to lose too much. See if we can't finish these cruisers, at least. Thank you for allocating more funding to the fleet. No, I'm not touching the Falkland Islands. If they've gone independent, that's their own choice, and besides, what business do I have being down there anyway? There we go. Lay down the new Fatah class cruiser. Marvellous. 12 additional submarines? Honestly, absolutely. Submarines have been our friend. I will build you... I will actually, sir, I will build you 6 guided missile submarines, and the rest will be the ever-loyal coastal boats that have served us so well. Nope. Nope. Don't know who you're talking about. No agent in Great Britain. No idea what you're on about. No idea. Have no clue who you're talking about. Don't know him. Not a clue. Nope, there will be no need for further investigations. I guarantee there is no further disloyal officers in the Ottoman Navy. After all, if they were disloyal, we wouldn't have won the wars, would we, Your Majesty? Oh. The US is building a class of all-forward gun-armed capital ships. In fact, the only ones with battleships in service are Russ and the US. The US still having the battleship Texas, I think still the largest. I believe she's actually the largest battleship or capital ship of any type ever built, even amongst carriers. Just checking, but I think she is actually. The French just still have not recovered. They've put Béarn into service, that carrier they were building during the war, but even then, their navy just has not recovered. The Italians have got their fast. Seems like the Italians and the US are operating from the same design sheet. But the Italians got there first, so the US probably nicked off with the designs. Great Britain, the British Navy just suffered dreadfully in that war. Most of their heavy assets were sunk or lost. Most of their light cruisers destroyed. A good chunk of their carriers sunk. The Kriegsmarine again didn't do too badly in that war against the British. Gave a good account of itself against the British. The Russians maintain one battleship, the Poltava. Currently, the ship it used to be the ship with the largest guns in the world and the most heavily armed in the world. And they also maintain a battlecruiser, also with 8 18-inch guns. But of course, the title of the most powerful gun-armed warship in the world belongs to the Suleiman the Magnificent, with its 9 19-inch guns. As far as I'm aware, no navy on the planet ever built a ship with 20-inch guns. And if they start now, they're not going to get there. Blame Russia, why not? They can't fight me in any real way. Build another Fatah-class cruiser. How's our budget doing? It's about half of the US's. Damn, this really do be a... So the Cold War is basically the US and the Ottoman Empire glaring daggers at each other. Sure, why not? What a weird world. No, take it to the International Court in The Hague. I'm not interested in fighting the French. No, yeah, I'm not interested in getting tangled up in a war with France. There we go. I'm just very pleased with the way things have gone. And the fact that Burkat has survived all the way from 1916 to 1970. Just incredible ship. Government has written increased naval spending to keep its navy preeminent. Your navy hasn't been preeminent, Britain, since basically 1948. Mm-hmm. I know, I know. No, thank you. Actually, we will buy modern 15-inch guns. Why not? EPF warheads. Fantastic. Ah, very good. So there we go. So we've got the Fatah class building. This is good. Got the 2 light cruisers that we've actually laid down during the war under construction to replace war losses. The vast destroyer swarm coming down the pipeline. Nothing wrong with that. Did I end up building the modern 44,000-ton carriers I had been planning? I don't think I did. I might have done, but I can't remember. Either way... Still an impressive ship, this. Even after everything. Even if she never had a chance to fire her guns in anger. Which is annoying. But, well, that's the way it goes. And the Italians completed the world's largest carrier, because of course they did. It is quite funny that both the Ottoman Sultanate and the Russian imperial royal family have basically survived. It's a weird, weird world, folks. It's a weird, weird world. It is a weird world. Just gotta work through the months. Again, blame Russia. It's always Russia's fault when something happens in the Balkans and the Ottomans have to deal with it. Always Russia's fault. Always is. Yes, we will actually support a regatta after everything we've been through. Ah, improved missile boats. Very good. I mean, not that we'll need them. I hope. Fingers crossed, all being well. Yeah. Build a new highway system, for goodness sake. We have to connect Egypt to the rest of the Ottoman Empire. Oh, and Romania as well. Can't forget that. I just can't believe how much of this map is Ottoman. It's kind of insane. Oh, we've commissioned one of our new light cruisers. Yes, we will build a new... They're not newest and most powerful ships round the world. Show off the might of the Ottoman Navy. The game is over. Well, folks, it has been a hell of a ride. But, well, we did it. Starting out with the Austrian War, which resulted in a bunch of losses. Then the First Italian War in the 20s, where the Ottoman dreadnought, where the building up of the Ottoman fleet came through. Then the absolute cratering of prestige following the Sultan's retention of absolute power. Then the war with the Italians, which resulted in many victories. Then the war with the Germans, where we absolutely slaughtered them. The first war against the Anglo-French Entente, which is the one that resulted in all of the losses for the Ottoman Empire. And then finally, the rise of the Ottoman Empire in the post-1950 period, where the Japanese were humbled in a single decisive carrier action, the slaughtering of the British, which included the Battle of Alexandria and the miracle off Crete, and then finally the Great War. The war between the Ottomans, the British, the French, and the Americans, which resulted in the victory we see today. And as you can see, for fleet tonnage, the Ottoman Navy was never the biggest, but what it was arguably the most efficient. In terms of economy, however, the Ottomans is the third largest in the world by the end of the game. And in terms of ships lost, well, I'm going to let you all read that screen for a minute, whilst I just very quickly have a 5-minute break, and then I'll be back to wrap it all up. Thank you everyone for being so patient. I had to go deal with something quickly, but yeah, as you can see, the losses in ships for certain nations are just kind of ridiculous. As for us, we lost 9 battleships, 4 battle cruisers, 1 heavy cruiser, 2 light carriers, 14 light cruisers, 61 destroyers, 11 corvettes, 1,308 merchant vessels, and 119 submarines. Well, gentlemen, and they will name a new carrier after me. There you are. That, as they say, is that. Before we go, though, let's have a look through the ships sunk or scrapped. So, the first 2 Ottoman dreadnoughts had a fairly long and successful career. Built in 1913, they survived to be scrapped in 1935 and 1944, respectively. The Burkat Reis class, one of which is still extant to this day, survived until 1943, when they and one of the ships that came after them were sunk in a battle off. Well, actually, no, when they were sunk in 1943. The 2 ships after them were sunk during the same war, the First War against the Entente. And these were the Sultan Abdul Majid I class, which are the previous design, just more heavily armoured. Their follow-ons were to have been the Reshadiah class, with 9 15-inch guns, but they were broken up on the slipway before they could be launched. The next vessel was Mahmudai. She was a one-off Ottoman fast battleship in the vein of something like a QE. And again, though she was laid down, in 1929, she was broken up on the slipway in 1931, never actually seeing service. The only battleship that we possessed of the older generation, aka not being a true fast battleship, was the Salimni class, with 11 15-inch guns in 2 quad and 1 triple turret. She actually only did 1 battle in 1943, the Battle of the Straits of Otranto. She was sunk, but she absolutely clobbered the things that sank her. The majority of the ships used in that war were vessels bought in from outside. So the Implacable class, Fateh, which was a vessel bought from the UK, was the first of numerous buy-ins that the Ottoman fleet took. We actually bought in 3 battleships. We built 2, the very famous Barbaros Hyrding class, both of which almost survived the present conflict, but were sunk in 1964 and 66 respectively. However, basically all of the 3 buy-in battleships, that's the British Implacable we bought and refitted, and the 2 Tri-Helena class battleships bought from Russia, all of them succumbed during the same battle, the battle off Rhodes. They fought to defend Rhodes to make sure it didn't fall into British hands, and they were successful, but unfortunately, the ships were sadly lost. The 2 Yavuz Sultan Selim class were the first attempts to try and get 19-inch guns into the Ottoman Navy. Unfortunately, they were laid down just prior to the outbreak of the First War with the Entente, and had to be broken up on the slipways to make room for other vessels to take their place. The Feta, the other Suleiman the Magnificent, was also broken up on the slips. Again, because she was taking up space that was needed for other things. Now on to battle cruisers of the Ottoman Navy. The Sultan Murad I's were the first pair of Ottoman battle cruisers, and they had incredibly long and distinguished careers. They both took part in the various battles of the war against Italy. The first vessel was not a particularly good gunnery ship. Apart from the engagement at the Battle of Lefecka against the German Navy, where it scored 16 main battery hits on Rhun, Braunschweig, a bunch of different batteries, and the light cruiser Berlin. They were very active during the First Entente War, but unfortunately the First Entente War was the war where the Ottomans learnt the value of carrier aviation by the fact we didn't have any, and then we took that lesson to heart and used it to beat everyone over the head with. However, these first 2 battle cruisers both actually survived their service lives, and were broken up for scrap on the 1st of December. On the 1st of December, 1957. Fateh was a one-off. She was the last 13-inch armed battle cruiser the Ottomans built, and, like the ships that came before her, was a battle cruiser contemporary of the various Ottoman battleships of the same period. She did not have a long career, however, unlike her forebears. She was commissioned in 1921 and only survived 3 years before being sunk off the Italian east coast in the Battle of the Gulf of Taranto. She only scored 8 main battery hits in her entire life. And then, of course, we come to the single most celebrated ship of the Ottoman Navy, the old warhorse, the legend, the battlecruiser Feta. This ship is arguably the single most decorated and famous ship of this entire campaign. Commissioned into the fleet in 1923, she fought in every major dreadnought war that the Ottoman Navy ever partook in. And she survived all of them up till the 8th of November, 1965. She had several refits during her career, and several officers. Her first real glories were during the wars of the Italian, the last war we fought against Italy, which was the first dreadnought war we ever fought. Then she was the most powerful unit on either side. She then also took part in the war against Germany, and where she basically took the German battle line to task, moved to West Africa, did some battles there, and scored 22 main battery hits on the German battlecruiser Mackensen during the battles in West Africa. Bullied French battlecruisers during the First War against the Entente, and while taking heavy damage during the Battle of the Straits of Otranto, managed to slip away to be repaired. She was in the reserve fleet up until 1951, and then she was rebuilt and moved to West Africa. During, I believe, this was the first war that we had against the second war we had against the Entente, which was the short, sharp one. She was rebuilt and re-entered the fleet in 1958, and then she took part in the war that we just had. She took no damage during the Battle of Valona, I think actually being the vessel that sunk the cruiser Southampton and the destroyer Porpoise. She took missile and gunfire hits during the Battle of Alexandria, but she scored 68 main battery hits. Bear in mind, she only has 100 rounds per gun, so that means 68 salvos. There must have been hits involved in them. The Battle of Cape Matapan, heavy damage that she suffered. She saw 28 main battery hits. The worst thing, however, was the Battle of Lampedusa. She only scored 2 main battery hits on the battlecruiser Foidrant before 2 missiles sent her to the bottom. Godspeed, you magnificent son of a bitch. Feta, the old Ottoman warhorse, the pride of the Ottoman Navy. Again, similar thing. After Feta, there was an idea to get 2 renown alikes into the fleet to bolster the battlecruiser force. But again, this came to nothing, as the outbreak of the war with Germany meant that the slipway space was needed, and so these 2 battlecruisers were broken up on the slips. That fate was not shared by the second longest-lived pair of battlecruisers of the Ottoman Navy, the Nicaea class. The Nicaea class were not quite as successful as their illustrious forebear, but they did do a remarkable amount of work during their life. Nicaea herself was a fairly good gunnery ship, and was responsible for sinking a great deal of enemy capital assets during her life. Unfortunately, both these ships came to very, very sad and austere ends. They were not sunk in battle. They were torpedoed and sunk by submarines via event. They had no chance to defend themselves. They were taken from us without so much as a by your leave. When it came to pre-dreadnought battleships, we had a bunch of old ironclads at first. Rebuilds of central battery and broadside ironclads into some form of useful capital assets. These ships never actually saw a battle. The only one of them that survived for any reasonable length of time was Mesadaye, but even she went to the breakers for the outbreak of the first war we fought in. The honour of fighting the Austrians fell to the Ottomans' class of 3 and 1, which is basically a class of 4 nearly identical ships, one of which was bought from Germany, the Mesadaye class, and then when the Ottomans developed the means to produce 11-inch guns, we built a slightly smaller Ottoman version of the design, the Faith Sultan Mehmed class. These ships served relatively well and faithfully, and did reasonable service until they were all sold for scrap in 1927, after having served through the First Italian War as convoy escorts. The only new Ottoman armoured cruisers ever built were these. The 8-inch Gairet Ivatani class. These ships have served exceptionally well during their history. Designed and laid down as a response to the large numbers of enemy 10-inch cruisers spotted around the world, their armour and speed was supposed to give them the ability to deal with those ships, and their 8-inch autoloading guns a firepower advantage against them. As it turned out, however, the ships were mediocre at best, and despite being involved in numerous actions against hostile enemy cruisers, seemed to be anemic when it came to delivering damage to those ships. This vessel was sunk just prior to the conclusion of the last war. Then we come to Ottoman light cruisers. The first things to deal with are the Ottoman scout cruisers that were built as the first proper light cruisers of the Ottoman Navy. These ships served with distinction through many, many wars, although one of them was lost almost in 4 years after it was built, by Ottoman ships. However, most survived into the 50s. Most survived into at least the 40s. One other was sunk by the light cruiser Lombardy during the Italian War, but the rest survived. Two of them survived into the 40s. So two of them survived into the 40s, and one, in service as a foreign station flagship, survived well, basically into the mid 50s. Following on from them came the next generation of Ottoman cruisers. These were built 5 years after their illustrious forebears, the Piq-i Sharif class. Now, unfortunately, these ships are shown. This is the lead ship of the class, and she is shown as rebuilt into an anti-aircraft cruiser, a role these ships did serve in, but one in which they didn't really have much, if any, notable success. They had fairly unimaginative careers. Didn't really get into or see much action. But we do actually have the 1919 rebuild, which shows the ships as they were as cruisers, with 6 5-inch guns and a high speed. Hudvidia had a fairly decent career, and she was sunk sadly in 1930 by the Germans. The rest of the class served into the late 50s. All were scrapped on the 1st of December 1957. Then there were the 2 one-off cruisers the Ottoman Empire built, one in 1913 and one in 1915. The first was a desire to combine the firepower of the previous generation of cruisers with much higher speed, and that led to the Efendi's Hatun class cruiser. This ship, armed with 8 5-inch guns, was designed as a fast scout cruiser and a complement and sort of a move towards the fast, rapid cruisers that the Ottoman Empire would become famous for. It took part in some actions, but didn't really do that much. Again, lasted into the 60s before being sold for scrap at the conclusion of the last war, having been a long-suffering foreign station flagship. The other one-off was basically a slightly different version of the ship that came before. Again, she had a very light career, and was, again, sunk by a British submarine in 1943. The first of what is a now familiar class of cruiser had an exceptionally short career, but is a good example of these ships as they were originally designed before their rebuilds to keep them relevant. The Askvatora Hatun class light cruisers. These ships had long and distinguished careers. While the lead ship of the class was lost only a year after her completion, the other ships of the class would go on to have long and illustrious careers. The Melik Hatun and the Fuldain Hatun lasted until the end of the last war, and had incredibly long and distinguished careers, sinking cruisers, merchant ships, and other assets. They're seen here in the rebuilt form, where they gained some anti-aircraft guns and dropped the 2 wing turrets for an increase in speed. It's also worth pointing out that the Melik Hatun did collide with an ocean liner at one point. Again, as you can see from the battle stars, long and very, very distinguished ships. Really, Leslie? Sheep of Oceans? Really? Sheep of Oceans? So a lot of these ships' last life was protecting trade, guarding against raiders, that sort of thing. Then we have the American buy-in, a Columbia-class cruiser, which the Ottomans renamed the Akile Hatun. She served fairly well once she was sold to us in 1921, and basically completed the trio of one-offs, with the 2 Ottoman one-offs that were 300 tons heavier than she was. She took part in a few battles, but was lost during the Battle of Cape Matapan, when MB-90B aircraft from the light carrier Ville de Paris sent her to the bottom. Again, the rest of it is just more of the very good cruisers that we had. 3 of the Askbar Hatun class were lost in a battle off Rhodes with British ships. 2 survived to be scrapped at the end of the last war. And 1 was sunk off Sicily, of the 6 built. What followed after that was the next generation of Ottoman cruisers, the Hugvadia class. These were 10-gun ships with 5 twin 6-inch turrets, and they served fairly effectively during their lives. Most, I believe, we lost 1 during the war, 1 during the first battle against the Entente, lost to the cruiser Bristol. The other 2, 1 was lost at the start of the last war, the Great War, and the other 1 was lost in 1964, sunk by a US submarine. Fairly good ships with fairly active careers. We then come to 2 of the Delvat Hatun class ships. These were 2 of the most modern Ottoman cruisers, and its only actual missile cruisers to enter active service, with a pair of missile tubes on traversing mounts at the aft of the ship. Fairly effective careers, and did fairly well for themselves. We also then come to the one-off Ottoman light carrier that was before the light fleets. She was a British Invincible class battlecruiser, the Incomparable, laid down in 1904. She actually fought against us under Italian control. Then she was sold to us and rebuilt as a CVL. She was lost during the Battle of the Straits of Otranto. And then, of course, there was the 1 light fleet carrier that was converted and unfortunately suffered a fuel explosion. Then, of course, the various classes of Ottoman destroyers produced over the years. Most of the early classes even survived into the 30s. Because of the roles they served. Some of the more modern 600 and 900 tonners unfortunately had fairly active careers and were lost fairly en masse. Although it's worth pointing out that some of them do still actually serve as corvettes, even today. A lot of the 2,000-ton destroyers of various types were lost during the various wars. We lost a ton of destroyers during the 1940 war against the Entente. A lot of the old corvettes were sold off for scrap nearly immediately, representing ironclad gunboats and old, small ironclads. But some of the other ships were kept to serve in foreign station roles. And of course, Ottoman submarines that were lost as well. In the active fleet, the Ottomans retain 1 of the Birkut Reis class, probably as a museum ship at this point. Suleiman the Magnificent as the only active or heavy gun combatant of the Ottoman fleet. We have 1 active 8-inch heavy cruiser, and we have the last generation of gun cruisers for the Ottoman Navy, which were these. The Gulfem Hatun class 6-inch cruisers. Their follow-ons were actually smaller than them and geared more towards being a missile cruiser than anything else. And, of course, the latest Hassis Hatuns are full missile cruisers, with only some small recourse given to guns. Then, of course, we have the first Ottoman full fleet carriers that were built after the war with the British, blooded in the war against Japan, and then destroyed the British and French carrier fleets in incredibly short order, before going on to destroy the British and French fleets in incredibly short order. These were built as straight-deck carriers, but were converted into angled deck carriers. Their successor, including the exceptionally famous Harum Hasiki, which has a lot of kills to its name, was built as an angled deck carrier, and then following on from her were the 2 Safif Hasiki class carriers that also have massive kill tallies to their name. The Abdülkadir is one of two old Ottoman carriers, converted from one of the Ottoman Navy's legacy light armored cruisers. So she was laid down as she's one of the she's the other Abdülkadir class battleship. So she's been around since 1913. Again, she's seen a lot of action during her time, mostly doing trade protection. Converted to an angled flight deck to try and reduce her running costs. And then, of course, we have the Gol Jamal. The Gol Jamal is a ship built in the 1880s as a liner. She was converted into an armed merchant cruiser and then into a light carrier. She had a fairly long and distinguished career before being rebuilt into an angled flight deck vessel in 1951, and she continued to serve in the role of a trade protection asset. She's currently serving as the Foreign Station flagship for the Ottoman Navy. The light fleet carriers. The light fleet carriers of the Ottoman Navy, the Hazaratelli class, built in the mid-40s and all commissioning right after the end of the Entente War, were vessels built specifically for the Entente War to try and bulk out Ottoman carrier capability in a battle that we were fundamentally losing to the Entente owing to our lack of carriers. None of them saw service in that war, but have given fantastic service in the various wars the Ottoman Navy has fought. Most of them have kill tallies to their name. Ships under construction. The Fetar class, named for the war horse of the Ottoman Navy, are the Ottomans' new missile cruisers for a new age. Not abandoning their guns owing to the usefulness they've had in various conflicts, the vessels still maintain a much heavier missile armament than anything that has come before them. Also, they carry a helicopter for anti-submarine work. They'll carry on the word of their forebear. A new light carrier, based on an updated version of the light fleets with far more recourse to missiles, and able to operate the heaviest jet aircraft in Ottoman service, is entering the fleet, along with a new tranche of brand new Ottoman destroyers, fully designed for the modern era. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to put a capstone on the Ottoman campaign. Where do we go next? Not sure. I'm thinking the Qing. Or possibly the Spanish. Given everything I know about how to run things now, I reckon I could give the Spanish Empire a good go. 1890 through to 1970, not a bad run, actually. Given especially I know how to actually make things work reasonably well. Thank you everyone for watching. Take care, and I will catch you all next time. Goodbye now!